Buenas tardes a todos. Gracias por venir y pasar las próximas horas con nosotros. Soy Matt y soy uno de los cofundadores de Quantee. Now, excuse me, I'll need to switch to English because that's like where my knowledge of Spanish ends. Thanks for understanding. I'll try to speak clearly. And I was asked today to share the story of Quantee with you, how we started and what was our journey to this point. And as you may imagine, the story of a startup should start like that. We were two guys sitting in a garage and doing, very innovative stuff. In our case, it looked a bit differently. We started here. No, not here. We're here. You may think, that it's a super fancy office. It wasn't, believe me. It was just a small, tiny cube in a co-working space at the National Stadium in Warsaw. What was good about it, we had nice views, but the downside was there was like a COVID hospital for a couple of years. So you imagine that's not a big advantage for a company to work. So we moved away from there. I also wanted to show you a startup picture of founders at their early days, but I couldn't find any, so I used AI to generate it. I don't know if it resembles me, but the other guy is my co-founder, David, who was the CEO of Quantee. The lessons learned, just take photos along the way. You may need it later on. Can I have the next slide? Okay. And I think the foundation of Quantee was our experience, from my background as working on a side of a technology provider with insurance sector, and my co-founder David, who is a qualified actuary, and used to work in actuarial roles for many insurers in the UK, France, Poland, and we kind of crossed our minds on a perspective for insurance. What are the struggles, what are the problems, and so on. And we noticed that basically in actuarial space, there is a lack of proper tooling for actuaries to utilize, the new techniques, machine learning, makes basically the work of actuaries easier and more efficient. And that seemed to be a great idea. But as it usually is with innovation, then market validates that. So we started asking around on the market, and it turned out there is not so much interest in an actuarial platform. But the important insights we got was actually there is a lot of need in the pricing space. And one of the key struggles that we identified was the separation between pricing, understood as the analytics modeling part, and the rating, which is the execution and the premium calculation part. And those are especially in pricing, that is very often siloed functions, where in the one function you have actuaries who are more analytically skilled, and in the rating you would have more a tech IT guys who would implement whatever is handed over from the pricing side. And that creates a lot of pain points and struggles for the insurers. It limits the capability to innovate, to be competitive, to test new things. It creates a lot of burden and a room for error and risk associated with those errors. So our vision was to deliver something that is combining those two worlds, is bridging the gap between rating and pricing, and effectively making pricing one process, which can be handled by the business people and can be driven by business results. And with that vision, we've designed product which we called Actuarial. Actuarial. I don't know how did we come up with this name. It's turned out no one can pronounce it, so we had to change it. That's why right now it's just Quantee. But the principle for the product was basically make the pricing one process from data to deployment, everything in between, and deliver a lot of flexibility and advanced techniques to the pricing actuaries. And we took it from there. And since then, it was like what it said about startup is like a roller coaster, right? It's a lot of fun, but there are also like moments of thrill on the way. And yeah, I wanted to share some of those with you. I mean, there are many exciting, super energetic moments on the journey. Like, you know, when you host an event, for example, in Barcelona that we hosted a couple of years ago on the rooftop with many people from the community coming, or, you know, getting like a huge interest and at industry events, or getting industry awards. It's all, you know, giving a lot of motivation and satisfaction. And finally, you know, raising like a financing from VC funds for an insurtech startup, which is not, you know, the most sexy, let's say, sector from the VC point of view. And finally, what always is, I think, the biggest reward is getting trust and getting like the first customer signed. You can see Piotr here. Maybe he'll dance today as well, but we'll see. Yeah, that's the motivation. So it really, you know, those moments are truly rewarding and kind of motivate you to like work even more and like build the belief in a success. But then suddenly you end up in a situation like this. It's in Polish, but I'll translate it for you. It's our account balance at some point in time. So we had exactly like equivalent of little bit more than 2,000 euros on our bank account, and like the pending payments for over 5,000. And you know, there are also moments like this, and you need to deal with it, and somehow like make it through those moments. But I think what also like was our strength, like over the years, was kind of resilience coming from those moments. Like every moment like this, when you overcome it, it makes like you as a company and as a team even more empowered to do great things. And I think that's also was reflected in our approach to capital. We took like totally different approach than many other startups. We're not like into fundraising, like crazy amounts, like millions, and spending, like throwing it at the market, sponsoring every event, and you know, being everywhere and hiring like crazy. We are more like targeted, focused on our mission, on hiring the best people. We always had like a focus. Let's hire less, but you know, the top talent on the market. But even though, you know, we had that approach, we also had to hustle a lot and do, you know, strange things, like you know, risking our lives, like going to Iceland when there is like a volcano eruption. That was kind of scary, driving just past the volcano, or you know, needing to get on a motorbike to get to the I mean, it's not me driving, it's like a taxi on a bike in Bangkok to get on time for a customer meeting. Also, you know, on the marketing side, can you switch? Okay. Yeah, so we also like, you know, tried some guerrilla marketing stuff in order to stand out from the crowd. Hence, you know, the color. We organized kind of a flash mobs to be like just, you know, to make ourselves visible in a huge industry events. Actually, that is something that was not inspired by, I mean, it was done by our customer, who was a bit ashamed that they are working with us, but like carrying sticker from the competition, so that they decided just, you know, to change it. So that made us to produce our own stickers and deliver to that guy. Yeah, it meant also like working crazy hours, like all along the way. You know, it's okay if you have it like calendar like this for 1 week, but if it's, you know, a couple of years, then it becomes a bit of a struggle. And yeah, we visited over 30 countries, visiting customers, going for workshops, events, conferences, and so on. So we've seen quite of the world. And that all like become resulting in more and more traction, customers getting interest, reaching out. We started getting more and more customers. Initially, mainly like a smaller insurers, MGAs, then like a bigger and bigger brands with like last year, Zurich Insurance as a group joining our customer base. Then Ergo Hestia, which is like top 3 insurer in the Polish market, and many more in other countries across Europe and also like beyond Europe in other countries. And all of that led us to a point where we became acquired by Guidewire. We can now say we are part of Guidewire, and together, I think we share the same vision of what will be the role and importance of pricing in the future. And I think for a long time, we as Quantee, we noticed that what the core system providers are lacking in their offering is like a strong value proposition for the pricing part. So when we started the conversation with Guidewire, it felt that it's really, a very strong fit, both like in terms of technology, but also in terms of a culture and vision for pricing. So right now, I'm pretty convinced that together we'll be able to deliver much more value to the industry, to the people in pricing like you, and we'll be able to deliver it much faster than we would have been able, like doing it standalone. So I welcome you to join us like in the conversations after. We are happy to share some more insights and discuss how that vision can be relevant also for your companies.